Hello and welcome to round 18 AFL Oddities, and in this very first clip you can see that Amos has given away a free kick for pushing Rampy in the back, and as Rampy goes past, for whatever reason he hits him in the head. We've actually seen this quite a few times on this weekend, and yeah, it gives away a free kick against. And as you can see, this is pretty stupid. I mean, he's done it right in front of the umpire, don't know why, and gives away a free kick, but luckily for him, Amos is only able to kick a behind. How was this one not paid a 50-metre penalty after Dudley is given an eternity to dispose of the ball? He doesn't, and the umpire clearly blows his whistle, calls holding the ball, and Brayshaw kicks the ball away towards goal, and I've seen this a million times this season already, and that's paid a 50-metre penalty, but for some reason this one wasn't. Again, this one here, how was Jackson not paid a free kick for the front-on contact from Grundy? This was pretty obvious. I don't know how the umpire hasn't seen this. He's very close in the vicinity, hasn't paid a free kick. For me, this one is clearly a free kick to Freo. Now, we did see this happen quite a few times this weekend after Chad Warner is given a free kick for holding the ball against Luke Ryan. He goes back to kick towards goal, he misses, but Luke Ryan goes over to him and rubs him on the head saying, "Good job, buddy," and he gives away a free kick for touching him on the head. The AFL have said this year that that is not on. Whether you agree with it or not, it is a free and the players are aware of it. So whether you agree with it or not, it is just stupid to do. He shouldn't be doing this. Gives away a free kick, and it's a pretty harsh penalty. What do you think? Is that the right call? Now, in the Collingwood and North Melbourne game, North Melbourne just cost them just not being able to kick straight. It wasn't as bad as the Freo game where they kicked so many behinds. Especially Nick Larkey had so many opportunities to kick a goal and win his team the game. In the last probably 5 minutes, I don't know, I don't want to start controversies, but it felt like the umpires started giving preferential treatment towards the Pies. They got a lot of 50-50 calls going their way, but regardless of that, after Simpkin has played on, he just simply has to kick this. Both he and probably Larkey are experienced players at the club. They just have to be kicking these goals. I guess taking my own 2 cents from what I said before, where Collingwood got the rub of the green, as you can say, this one here, you can see that the goal umpire has called a touched behind. The ARC did take a little bit of time to review this one, and it possibly could have gone either way really, so I think in the moment of the game, you don't want them to be taking 5 minutes to decide whether this is a goal or not, so I'm okay with the decision, but probably the thing that I thought was pretty weird is right at the end how they showed that different angle where it is obscured by the goalpost, but it doesn't actually look like Zerha has touched the ball until it is over the line, just from that different angle. So whether they didn't have access to that or weren't able to view it in that short period where they did review, I think this one probably was a goal. In the end, it is a behind, but it didn't cause the Pies to lose the game in the end. But yeah, I feel like this is probably the right call for the amount of time that they took. You could take longer, but that's just going to piss people off, so I don't know. I feel like this is the right call ultimately. What do you think? I'd love to know your thoughts. Leave a comment below and let's chat about it. The first quarter from Larkey, he just had an absolute stinker. As you can see in this marking contest, the ball just goes over the back. He's the first one to get to the ball. You can see he is stumbling towards goal. Takes a shot and he hits the post. There was 2 posters in the first quarter from him, and this is just, I guess, another example of what I'm saying about him not entirely costing his team the game, but it definitely didn't help with things like this. Last year, Larkey would have absolutely smoked this. He kicked 73 goals or something last year, and I don't know what's happened, but he has the yips this year really bad. In the first quarter, LDU absolutely lit up the Pies, and have a look at this little dance step that he had. He got around, and in the first 10 minutes, it looked like he was going to tear this game absolutely apart. And unfortunately, for the rest of the game, from my recollection, he really didn't do too much. He's such a good player, so I would love to be able to see him put 4 quarters together. I'm not entirely sure what's going on with my editing software. For some reason, now the videos have gone back to the Freo and Sydney game. But anyway, here you can see that Hamling has had an absolute stinker. He probably could have picked this up, or at least got a boot to it to try and kick it towards goal. And he was playing a defensive forward role against Alex Pearce, in my opinion. It did not pay off at all. I think if you have a look, and here, have a look at his stats. He somehow only got 6 metres gained, but he didn't actually have a single touch for the whole game. And he ended with -3 fantasy points. Somebody might be able to tell me in the comments below, has this actually ever happened before, where a player I think he played 63 to 68% on time on ground, so it's not like he came off injured. Has there ever been an instance where a player has played that long and hasn't had a single touch in the whole game and had -3 fantasy points? How does that even happen? Now, this one probably won't make goal of the year, but the effort from Shea Bolton to break 2 tacklers and not just do that quick little handball off to pass on, put the pressure onto another teammate, he's able to get away and kick towards goal, and it goes through. This, for me, this has potential to be goal of the year. Now, this is going to end up being quite a long video, so if you are new here and you do like this sort of video, please do consider subscribing. If you're already subscribed, leave a comment below. It helps push this video out to more people. The Saints defenders aren't able to kill this ball, and in the end, Jack Lukosius does the smart thing, hits it back into play, and Porter able to kick a goal off of this. If this was meant to happen, which it does look like Lukosius has done this on purpose, it is absolutely brilliant. As the ball is kicked inside Port Adelaide's forward 50, you can see that both Marshall and Georgiades take a flight at the ball trying to mark it. They both have eyes for the ball, so there's nothing wrong here from either guy, but you can just see the impact for both pretty big men going for the ball and having a very hard collision. Marshall was able to play for some of the rest of the game, but unfortunately Georgiades was ruled out with HIA, so he'll also miss this week. As the Saints move the ball forward, you can see Caminiti takes the mark and Alir chops his arm. It probably should have been paid a mark, or definitely a chop of the arms. And you can see Alir is guilty. He's just stopped. He knows that it should be a free or a mark. But the umpire calls play on. Somehow, he hasn't paid a free kick or a mark for this. We saw this last week, and I guess at least the umpires are being consistent. But you can see as Stewart handballs the ball forward, Hamilton from GWS punches the ball out of play, so Geelong don't have a chance to continue the play, and the umpire calls it insufficient intent because he's hit the ball out of bounds. While that might be the letter of the law, I just don't think this is in the spirit of the game. He's trying to spoil it. What is he supposed to do? Like punch it back behind his head? He's going to miss it then, or punch himself in the face. I don't know. For me, this just seems really dumb. Watching the way this kid Ollie Dempsey plays is pretty amazing. He's just taken this specky on the GWS ruckman in Briggs, and he just steps over him like he's Ty Lue or something. Probably won't make mark of the year, but it is a seriously good mark. An absolute shank from Dangerfield, and the Manor slips over. Somehow he's able to break free of the tackle, run inside forward 50 and kick this pretty good goal in the end. Jake Stringer kicks the ball inside the forward 50, and Cornelio looks like he's about to run on towards this and kick a goal, but he's tackled and it goes off the shin of Stewart. But also, Fox Footy, get rid of the bloody thing down the bottom. I can't see what's happening because of the camera angle, and they got the bloomin' scoreboard thing in the way. Get it out! You've probably already seen this one at this point in time, but this has to be the worst call of the year, and I don't see how you could get it any worse than this. After Jack Ginnivan fakes the handball, the umpire, you can see on the replay, lifts his hands up twice saying play on. He doesn't say on, but he says play, and does the signal to be play on. The defender comes towards him, and Jack Ginnivan points at him, and the umpire falls for the bait and pays a 50-metre penalty. The umpires have clearly stated that if it's a faked handball, it doesn't, if the defender moves, they don't pay that 50 metre like they did a year or two ago. And for whatever reason, the umpires absolutely fooled for this, even though he's called play, and then pays a 50 metre penalty. This one just completely stinks. Sorry, I just realised that my microphone was too close to my mouth and I was picking up all the B's and P's, but anyway, I've moved it now, hopefully it's a little bit better. But in this play here, you can see that Newcomb is running past, he evades one defender, then he gets tackled, and he's tackled down to the ground just before he handballs the ball, and the umpire allows this to play on. I feel like he's had plenty of time to dispose of the ball before this, and you have to reward the tackler and pay holding the ball. After Meek is taking a set shot at goal, for some reason the Carlton defenders punch this ball back into play, and McDonald gets the ball. He takes a shot at goal, and this could be an absolute coach killer, but he's just completely missed everything. That's probably harder to do than actually scoring anything. After there's a bit of a scramble in the Crows forward 50, Ben Keys is able to kick a goal, and then as you can see, while it is a good goal, that's not the highlight of this play. For some reason, Mac Andrews gone straight to the umpire, and I'm not entirely sure what he says. I haven't heard anything, but it looks like the umpire's told him 3 times to go away. He doesn't, and then pays a free kick right at the top of the goal square, and Crows kick another goal. This one here is a coach killer. Do you think this is the right call in the end? The umpire's given Harley Reid plenty of time to dispose of the ball. He gets tackled, and then as he's on the ground, he's able to kick the ball away. Is that enough time, or should be holding the ball be called before that? I don't know. Maybe I changed my mind. Maybe this is okay. After Cody Waitman is paid a free kick against for probably a fairly unlucky one in my opinion. You can see that the West Coast Eagles player kicks it inside the corridor, and it's a very risky kick. The ball goes down to ground. Riley West gets the ball, and he knows he's going to take the contact. He just absolutely goes for it. He knows he's going to get smashed, but he still goes for it. You just love players like this that know they're going to cop it and still do it. Another one is Zach Butters. He does this week in, week out. I thought this one was a pretty interesting call from the umpire. You can see that the Melbourne player has the ball. He's bumped almost immediately as he gets the ball. And then the umpire's called this a throw. I don't know if you can call it a throw when it's not intentional, when the ball comes out from a bump. Just as he gets the control of the ball, probably